Hello, this is Yon Motgurium. The expected specs for the Aurora 2, which many have awaited, have been identified. Please note this isn't fully confirmed, just use it as a rough reference. However, there is some basis for it. Ministry of Environment certification is complete, so I can now share this information. I expect accuracy to exceed 90%. Hello, this is Yomogurium. I've long been curious about this. The Aurora 2's initial specifications are confirmed. I've told you multiple times that the Ministry of Environment certification indicates the manufacturer is about to launch the product. The fact that the Ministry of Environment certification has been completed means the specs are of course finalized, and it also means the launch is just around the corner. Let's check the Ministry of Environment certification details we've been curious about. If you check the table, Renault Korea finished certification on November 21st last month. Given the timing, the official reveal must be very close. When will it be revealed and released? I'll share that information later. First, if you look at the certification details, you'll find some surprising information. It's about the car's name. It clearly says Pilante here. It looks like Aurora 2's name will be Pilante. I shared this with you in a previous video. Pilante is an electric concept car that Renault unveiled in 2025. It's a concept created to represent Renault's electrification technology. If you look at the design, unlike regular cars, it features a low and elongated shape. This vehicle has an 87 kW battery and weighs about 1000 kg, roughly half the weight of a typical electric car, making it lightweight. If the significant name Aurora 2 is given to a mass-produced car, maybe this car was designed with full consideration for global exports. Now, some really important information is coming up. The output, which determines performance, is 150 horsepower at 5,500 RPM. With this, you can see that it's a bit higher than the Aurora 1, the Grand Koleos. So, will the engine change? No, it won't. The 1499cc hybrid combines a 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor using an automatic transmission designed for hybrids. Another key detail is the curb weight of 1820 kg. Even just by looking at this much, if you're quick-witted or if you're a Grand Koleos owner, you might have noticed, there's something different here, right? Let's find out the differences. The Aurora 1 Grand Koleos released earlier had 144 horsepower with a combined system output of 245 horsepower. The combined output is the total output of the internal combustion engine and the electric motor, which is really important in a hybrid system. You saw from the Ministry of Environment certification that there was a difference in output, right? So we can assume it's been improved. This time I checked the Ministry of Environment certification for Grand Koleos. The maximum output, which measures performance, is 144 horsepower, which is about 6 horsepower less than the 150 horsepower of Pilante. And the transmission is an automatic transmission dedicated to hybrids, but of course there are differences in gear ratios. Therefore, in situations like driving feel, initial acceleration at start, or changing lanes, I expect Pilante to show slightly lighter movements. The curb weight is 1770 kg, while Pilante is confirmed to be 1820 kg. That means there's about a 50 kilos difference between the two vehicles. For hybrid vehicles, the combined system output of the internal combustion engine and the electric motor is important, and Grand Koleos had 245 horsepower. Aurora 2 and Pilante are expected to have about 260 horsepower. So, based on the engine, it increased by 6 horsepower, and there's a 50 kilogram difference in curb weight. With this standard, the two vehicles are clearly different, but I don't think it's easy to say it like that. What's even more important is that the Renault hybrid uses a hybrid system that's closer to an electric vehicle. If you've taken a test drive, you probably noticed a lot of differences in this area. The reason is that the output of the electric motor is important, so I organized it into a table. This data comes from the car community AutoSpyNet, and in my opinion, this seems about right, so I'm sharing it with you. I've highlighted the important information here. The engine output is 6 horsepower higher. The important thing is the electric motor output, which increases from 136 horsepower to about 150 horsepower, so it goes up by about 14 horsepower. The system output, combining the engine and motor, is expected to increase from 245 to about 260 horsepower, a difference of 15 horsepower. The electric motor helps with initial acceleration and low to mid speeds. For the 0 to 60 time, reports say it increased by 0.3 seconds, but since Pilante is bigger and heavier, it's clear the specs have improved. I'll quickly and thoroughly let you know through a test drive review how much of a difference there actually is when driving. With the Ministry of Environment certification complete, the outline now appears mostly confirmed. And the design has already been revealed. A vehicle covered only with camouflage tape has already been spotted. After that, when people saw the actual leaked vehicle, many still wondered if this was really the same car. If you just add color to this, it could basically be considered the actual vehicle. There might be slight differences in the details, but you can expect it to be released with this kind of design. So, since I thought you might be curious, I created a few representative colors. First, the color that most people will obviously choose is a shade of white. The Gran Koleos featured both glossy and matte colors. When you see it in person, I think it's a color that really suits the car well. It would be great if the matte version was released as well. The same goes for the gray shades. Glossy is nice, but I think matte colors would also look really good. Green shades look stylish. The cool blue color can be divided into lighter and darker shades, and this will probably depend on your personal preference. Green shades might turn out better than expected, and I think yellow, as well as colors like lava orange, would also go well with Pilante. Let me know in the comments which color you think would look best. If it's released with this kind of design, it might look too unconventional and feel awkward at first, but people get used to it quickly. So, if we compare it to the Aurora 1 Gran Koleos that was released first, I think the Gran Koleos has a more stable and classic design. On the other hand, the Aurora 2 Pilante is expected to have a strong presence thanks to its striking impression. So, when will it be unveiled and released? The schedule was set for the end of 2025, but I don't think that's realistic. In that case, it will probably be the first half of 2026. The first half is expected to be from January to March, but on January 5th, the Korea Global Motors Musso will be unveiled first. The Pilante will also likely be unveiled quickly, and of course, it probably won't go past February. And as for the release, it seems like it will start to be released in the first half of the year after the unveiling. That's all the news I have prepared for today. If you don't want to wait for the next update and want to get it automatically, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Thank you. If this was even a little helpful, please give it a like. Subscribe and turn on notifications to get accurate new car information quickly. Thank you.